This is still the morning edition right here on Real Broadcasting Network. And if you're listening to us via the radio, it's Real 99.3 FM. It's important you head over to our YouTube channel to catch the live broadcast at the Real Media NG. Right now, let's punch in with the Punch newspaper. It's quite heavy. Stories across board is really heavy on the road networks has been bad. But on the front page of the Punch newspaper, we have the story that says terrorists using dead person's account crowdfunding. That this is coming in from the Nigerian Financial Intelligence Unit (NFIU). And following right after that story is proxy account SIMs coded transfer used to move illicit funds. NFIU reports terror commanders control accounts opened in names of wives, sisters, associates. Criminal networks exploit banking, telecom loopholes as experts demand tighter checks, intelligence sharing. These are the writers to that major story on the front page of the Punch. Just above the nameplate, poor varsity rankings could stunt Africa's growth, according to former President Goodluck Jonathan. 2027 debate, Obi Amechi differ over subsidy. Ajuale, ruling house sues Ogun kingmakers. And also beside the nameplate, US steps up military training for Nigerian troops. And then ace actor Ogogo buried Tinubu Abiodun Mon. 7 killed, 2 injured in Ogun crash. NNPC partners advance $21 billion Bonga offshore project. And that is the major picture on the front page. We have other members, the Comptroller General of the Nigerian Immigration Service, flanked by Dr. Karim Olajuku, Senior Advisor on Policy Research, and others. Another guest, other invited guests at the opening ceremony of the 2026 African Borderland Research Network Conference hosted in Lagos yesterday. That's the main picture on the front page of the Punch newspaper. But that's a Punch for this morning, Tuesday, 25th of August 2026 is indeed a public holiday. But we're here to make sure that you're not bored at home, to keep you up to speed with all that's happening in the news. But that's what the Punch is saying this morning on the front page. We'll move it on to other papers now.
Right. Vanguard is up next. The lead story there says opposition parties lash Yari over APC will rule beyond 2031 vow. It's an empty boast. Voters will decide. This is coming from the ADC, NDC, SDP, NMPP, and the PDP. He's overconfident and detached from reality. This is coming from Ame and Okorie. Say PDP's 2015 fate awaits APC next year. Well, you remember what happened in 2015, don't you? Well, if you want more details, it's on page 5 of the Vanguard. And there's a picture of police officers led by the Inspector General of Police, Olatunji Disu, all looking sober. He's in company of DIG Farah Achiang, in charge of Force Intelligence Department, DIG Mohammed Suleiman, in charge of Finance and Administration, DIG Kenechukwu Onwemelie, in charge of Logistics and Supply, DIG Adegoke Mustafa, in charge of the Department of Information and Technology, DIG Umar Nadada, in charge of Department of Operations, and other senior officers during a memorial service in honor of officers who died in Makuku, Kebbi State. We told you that story on the news, saying that they'd been honored. And this happened at the force headquarters yesterday in Abuja. And just below that particular picture, we have MPA conference or confab. Obi disagrees with Atiku on fuel subsidy removal, says mismanagement not enough to retain it. And there's, in fact, more details with regards to this particular issue on our first commentary today. U.S. warns Nigerians over fake documents in visa applications. Underage drinking. NAFDAC begins street-by-street alcohol crackdown. Okay, details on page 9. We also have Awujale stool. Royal family drags Ogun governor rather, and kingmakers to court. Right? Between filth and survival, the hard life along the canal. What's that all about? Fake agency. Court order protects us, says DG marked for arrest. That's the same Nwabueze. Well, that has been in the news for quite some time. Tinubu, Abiodun, and others mourn as late actor Ogogo is buried. Taiwo Hassan there. And at the top strip, we have domestic petrol supply falls 20.6% to 25.8 million liters daily. That's from the NMDPRA, the Nigeria Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Agency. Details on page 28. But that's all we have for you on the Vanguard this morning. Maybe much later, we also take a look at the Mr. and Mrs. segment. But let us know your thoughts on any of the headlines.
The Guardian newspaper this morning on the front page has got a picture of troubled commuters, trucks, cars, those who are stranded on the road on that very deplorable state of the Benin-Agbo road now. Commuters, businesses grown as Edo-Delta gridlock cuts off south-south. It's been happening. That gridlock has been there for days and still there as we speak. But then we saw information yesterday from the Minister of Works, David Umahi, who says he'll be visiting the site later today. We do hope that some good news will come in. Gridlock is not easy. Businesses are struggling and suffering. Banks account for 92% of suspicious transactions filed in 2025. We have the picture of Cardoso right beside that story. Obi Showore differ with Atiku over proposed return of petrol subsidy. States impose hidden fees on operators despite slashing road charges. Oshun, 2 fear dead as violence rocks Ikiri community. And then we have other stories here. 2027, Nigeria needs faithful, not religious president, says Idowu Fieron. CDHR demands probe of fake government agencies. Dangote halts blend stock imports as domestic petrol supply falls 21%. And also this story found across other papers, Ajuale and others on the story now, suing Abiodun King makers order delayed selection. Nigeria advances $21 billion Bonga Deepwater project 25 years after discovery. And now that main story on the front page of the Guardian newspapers regards commuters, businesses growing as Edo-Delta gridlock cuts off southwest. I mean, activities across the south-south has been disrupted by a 5-day gridlock triggered by worsening condition on major roads, a challenge that has paralyzed businesses in the zone and brought the economy to a standstill. I mean, we saw a video of a catfish business person whose fishes had died because of the heat and the prolonged stay on the road. I mean, that's a person's source of income, and that's money going to waste. But we have the Minister of Works, David Umahi, talking to media and promising to visit the road, the site, and see what can be done, but also faulting private partnership that has led to where they are now with this. We could take that.
We can round off with Mr. and Mrs. this morning. Mrs. tried to tinkle the toenails of Mr. yesterday. I hope he can be left alone in peace today. And Mr. is going first.
Okay.
I'm capable of taking care of my family. Things may be tight now, but I am an important person in the society. My name is Billy. One and only Billy.
Okay. And Mrs. replies, she says, one and only Billy. Oh yeah, now settle the bills.
My name is Ugo Chuku.
No. Mister, you said your name
I
is
don't
Billy.
know who gave me this Billy
All
name.
you said your name is Billy. All you can do is
No.
settle the bills as
No,
your name implies.
my name is Ugo Chuku Mrs.
No,
And you know.
Mister, you said your name is Billy.
No, and you know, because
Equals to
you're
billionaire.
supposed to be Mrs., right?
Billy is synonymous with billionaire.
Well-
And synonymous with settling the bills. So the bills come calling. Oh, don't run away, mister.
Thank you so much, everyone, for your calls and your contributions on
Indeed.
this segment of the show. We're going to be back with more interesting conversations.